Hello, so in this video I wanted to show you quite a cool little technique of 3D painting in Maya. This will allow you to paint directly onto your objects within Maya and avoiding having to create UV maps or textures elsewhere. You can do this by exporting it from Maya and doing it in Photoshop, but I found that it works just as well within Maya. So what I'm going to do is just create a simple sphere for now and have a go at painting on this. So at the minute, remember, this does have a material applied to it. It's the basic grey texture that comes with all objects when you create them in Maya. What I want to do is just create a blank canvas for me to work on to begin with. So I'm just going to create a new material and apply it to it. So very simple, hypershade window, new Lambert. So we've done this before. If you've seen my previous videos on basic texturing, you might want to look at that first so you can see how to quickly create different coloured textures. So Lambert, and on the colour I'm going to change this to yellow. Okay, hit done, and then with the object selected in this view, right click, assign material to selection. Okay, double click the middle mouse button and drag it on is the other way to do it, but there we go, nice and simple. So we've now got a yellow texture that we can start to paint on top of. Okay, the 3D paint tool lives in the rendering menu set. So if you're within modeling, which is probably standard when you open up Maya, you want to go to rendering. So rendering is just here, and then come up to texturing, and then you've got your 3D paint tool. So if you open up the extra options for the 3D paint tool, you're going to be able to now start to change some of these settings and get it working. So in order to do it, you need to make sure before anything, if I just reset this tool so it's going to be looking exactly like you're seeing, you want to go to assign and edit textures. Okay, so this is going to mean that it's picking the texture that you're going to be painting on. So assign and edit textures, and then you're going to have this size X and Y axis. This is your resolution. So at the minute we're working at 256, which means that when we paint, the paint itself is going to be quite low resolution. So if you start to bring this up, you can start to create more detailed and higher quality, higher resolution for your paint. So if I just do that, and then let's change the brush size. So this is the same as the soft selection tool. If you hold down B and drag left and right with the left mouse button, you can set the size of your brush. And let's just give it a go to begin with. So there you go. We're actually painting directly onto the surface. You can change some of these settings so you get a bit more of an airbrush effect, a harder edge to the brush, you can do that as well. And you can change the colour obviously, so double clicking on this and picking different colours will allow you to do that too. So quite a nice technique. Opacity, again, you can drop this down and create more subtle changes. And there's also lots of brushes within Maya as well that you can use. So all these different kind of things here that you can play about with. Some of these pencil ones are quite good. The pastels, pens, nice for working with. And also you can be isolating certain areas of this. So let's say I only want to paint some faces and not affect anything else. I can do that. If I go to right click and go to face mode and just select some of these faces, and then isolate them, I can paint just on those faces. Now to isolate them, what you want to do is click, let me just move this, where are we, that one. So if we isolate it, so we can only see just those faces, and then go back to your airbrush tool. Now when I paint, if I just want to paint in just these faces, then take this off isolate, you can see that only that area is affected. So again, that's quite cool, because if you're doing kind of like low poly style and you might want to kind of create a kind of hard edge to some of your surface, some of your detail on your textures, you want to paint in details on a surface, then that's a nice technique. The last thing you need to do is make sure that on your settings that you save your texture. In order to save your texture, you need to save your scene first. So save your scene and then save your texture. And your texture will live in the hypershade window, just here. As you can see, there we go. That's what it looks like. Sort of a funky teapot. So another nice technique for painting directly onto your objects in Maya.